Have you ever noticed how anger never screams at first? It whispers softly, patiently. And by the time you realize it has taken over, it already owns your sleep, your thoughts, and the way your heart beats. This is the truth no one tells you about unforgiveness. Eli grew up in real comfort. The kind where the house smelled like polished wood and warm food, and tomorrow never felt threatening. His father was respected, his mother was gentle but firm. Life felt safe. Until it wasn't. One evening, a single lie shattered everything. A business partner, someone his father trusted like a brother, made a quiet decision driven by greed. Papers were altered, funds disappeared, and blame was shifted. Just like that, the family that once stood tall was pushed into public shame and financial ruin. Eli was 16. At that age, pain doesn't process slowly. It explodes. He watched his father's shoulders sag for the first time. He watched his mother cry in silence so he wouldn't hear. And something hardened inside him. Not grief, not sadness. Hatred. Quiet. Dangerous kind that feels justified. "I will never forgive him," Eli whispered one night, clenching his fists so tightly his nails drew blood. Never. At that moment, unforgiveness felt like strength. Years passed. Eli worked harder than anyone. He studied longer, slept less, and trusted no one. People admired him. They called him driven, focused, disciplined. But inside, every achievement was fueled by one thing: promise never to feel weak again. And forgiveness wrapped itself around his heart like armor. It told him, don't trust people. Don't soften. Don't let go. Pain keeps you sharp. And at first, it worked. He succeeded. He survived. But unforgiveness never stops collecting payment. Eli began to notice small things. Sleep came late. Peace never came at all. Every disagreement felt like a threat. He loved people, but from a distance. He committed, but with one foot ready to run. Because when you hold unforgiveness long enough, your heart forgets how to rest. His relationships failed, not because he didn't care, but because he cared with clenched fists. He smiled in public, but in quiet moments, his chest felt tight, like something heavy sat there permanently. And forgiveness hadn't protected him. It had replaced the original pain with a deeper one. One rainy afternoon, decades later, Eli received a message he never expected. The man who ruined his family, now old, frail, and forgotten, was dying. He wanted to talk. Eli laughed at first, a bitter laugh. Now, after everything. But that night, the anger didn't feel powerful anymore. It felt exhausting. He realized something terrifying. The man who hurt him had lived his life, but Eli had been living inside that single moment for decades. The unforgiveness hadn't touched the man anymore. It had only been punishing Eli. When Eli finally went to see him, forgiveness didn't arrive like lightning. There was no sudden peace, no emotional music. Forgiveness came quietly. It looked like this: listening without interrupting, letting silence sit, feeling anger rise, and choosing not to obey it. Forgiveness did not mean forgetting what happened or excusing the damage. It meant accepting the single, painful truth: what happened will always be part of my story, but it will not control the rest of it. When Eli left that room, nothing outside had changed, but something inside finally loosened. In the weeks that followed, Eli felt strange, lighter, but unfamiliar, calmer, but exposed. Because when unforgiveness leaves, it takes its armor with it. Forgiveness doesn't make you weak. It makes you available to peace, to healing, to real connection. He began to sleep through the night. He laughed without tension. He loved without keeping score. The past didn't disappear, but it finally stayed where it belonged, behind him. So here's the truth you need to hear. Unforgiveness does not punish the person who hurt you. It punishes your peace, your joy, your ability to trust, and your future relationships. It is a prison you guard yourself. Forgiveness isn't saying you were right. It's saying I deserve peace more than I deserve revenge. And sometimes, forgiveness comes late. But even late forgiveness can save what unforgiveness would have destroyed completely. If you are holding onto anger that feels justified, if you're carrying a memory that still controls your heartbeat, if you think forgiveness will make you lose, listen carefully. Unforgiveness already has. The truth about forgiveness is not that it changes the past, it's that it finally gives your future permission to breathe. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content like this. Take care.